Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. Today's going to be interesting, I think. Um, it's going to be a slower practice, and we are going to be focusing kind of on the feet as a way to ground our poses. So I'm hoping the class will be very kind of experiential. There'll be times when you can really close your eyes and get into your body and see um, see what's happening, right, for your own body from kind of the feet up. So that's where we're headed today. We'll see where we land. And I wanted to start class with a reading by Nick Askew. And it made me, when I read it, it made me think about the class that I wanted to teach today. So find yourself sitting well, nice tall spine. Maybe you're sitting on a blanket. Have your blocks nearby or have your blocks available. And we're going to use a strap today, but it's just going to have a little loop in it. Not too big, not too small, just right. And okay, so sit well. So Nick Askew, this is called The Fantastical Kingdom. And in it, he says, a man who lived in the clouded sky landed with 2 feet planted firmly on the earth. It was as if he had been given the keys to a fantastical kingdom. And with imagination afire, just 2 words filled the air. What now? And I love that, because I thought if we could land on this earth, in this place, on our mats, in our pose, as if it were the first time, as if it were this fantastical kingdom, and the only thing that we had to think or feel was, what now? What now with these amazing opportunities that we are given, right, in our poses, in our lives, to see things maybe with new eyes or to feel things differently. So closing the eyes, just feel where you are in this moment. Maybe you feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Maybe you notice the parts of the body that are touching the floor and the ones that aren't, right? The whole upper torso not touching the floor. Where is your alignment? The weight of each side of the pelvis. And we notice our breath, and as we feel this kind of gentle grounding, as if we could press our legs into the earth, into the floor a little bit more, and notice that that lifts us up a little bit higher. And then the tailbone descends down, the chest rises, the crown of the head reaches, and we find the breath. And even in this moment, maybe we say, what now? What happens if I release the tension in the glutes? What happens if I draw the lower belly in and then maybe up a little bit? What does that do to the breath? What does that do to the alignment of the hips? And this class and this moment are also a type of meditation, because our thoughts are going to wander. We're going to go drift off into something because we're moving slowly. And that is your opportunity to come back into your own body, your own body. Good. Let the eyes open. Take the hands out to your sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Interlace those hands. Press the fingers out. Hold here. Draw the shoulders back. Press through the wrists. Press the pinkies and the thumbs back toward you. If this hurts your wrist, let it go, everybody. And then take the arms up. Plant the palms of the hands toward the ceiling. So we're reaching the pinkies back a little bit, no strain here. And then take the hands behind your head, press the back of the head in, keep the chin level or slightly tucked as we open up the chest, the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. And then maybe imagine lifting your head off of your shoulders, right? Lift the head off the neck. Keep it well supported. Maybe look up toward the corner where the ceiling and the wall meet. And feel maybe the opening or the crunching of the upper spine, right? That thoracic spine that's getting pressed inward toward the heart. Good, big deep breath. And then take it back to neutral. Release the hands, press them up, take them back in front of you, draw the shoulders back, and let that go. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, one hand down. Press that hand down. Press the ribs away from the floor. Stretch the other arm over your ear. And then take the same arm and diagonal the arms away from each other. So I went from a bent elbow to a straight elbow. And as I press into that hand on the floor and push that hand away isometrically, I reach the other arm out more. Good. Take it over your ear one more time and inhale both arms up. Exhale, hands interlace, press them out, draw the shoulders back, take the arms up. Press the pinky fingers back. Take the hands behind your head. Press the head into the hands. Draw the back neck long. You got it. Maybe look up just a little bit. Release that. Take those arms up. Bring them back forward. Draw the shoulders in. Take them down. Shake them out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side, reach over, let the arm come over the ear, soften the shoulder, maybe bend the elbow, go deeper, and then straighten that elbow, let the other arm go straight out diagonally. Breathe. Feel like an airplane right now. Woo, right? Been on a plane for a while. Good. Breathe, everybody, and just notice that. Roll that standing shoulder back. Take the arm back over there, maybe bend into it a little more and press up. Exhale, just let that go. Whew, good, shake that out. So however it is that you're seated, if you can, I know some people don't like to touch their feet, but if you can, I want you to take your thumb and just work on the feet, starting just below the big toe mound. And if you don't want to use your thumb, you can use a knuckle. If you don't want to touch your feet, put your socks on and then do it. So good. Breathe and just find the tenderness of the tendons just below the big toes ball mound, where those tendons work the big toe. And if you're not sure, just wiggle that big toe and you're going to feel that nice tight little tendon, that supporting tendon underneath your finger. And then work that thumb down the arch just inside the muscle. And you might find a tender spot, and maybe you just hang out there for a couple of breaths and then work it down a little bit more. So when we're talking in yoga, and the reason I'm doing this, when we talk about grounding, especially in our standing poses, and we're going to be playing with pyramid pose today until you don't ever want to do it again this week. But I think it's important to have an awareness of what's actually happening with your own feet, right? And I know my tender spots, I work them all the time, but just kind of work in that arch and think about that as you work that out a little bit. Good. And then release that foot, maybe circle it out a little bit, switch sides so that your other leg is in front, or you can access your other foot and go to the same spot. I think sometimes we forget about self-care and how we can take 5 minutes a day for some self-care, whether it is massaging our own feet or working with the legs or the knees or taking a hot bath or just something, or taking a walk in your neighborhood, just to have those moments of meditation, of self-awareness and self-care. So again, once you find your tender spot, just work down that arch a little bit. Maybe play here a little bit. This might not be at all tender for you. I have not met a person for whom it is not, but maybe for you it isn't. And maybe it's the pinky edge. Maybe your ankles roll out and you have a lot of tension there. Good. All right. So shake that foot out. Ooh, good. Straighten both legs and then point your toes and flex. Good. Point and flex. Point. Ooh, flex one more time. Big point, big flex. Sit really strongly in your seat, right? I'm on my blanket, but I want you to really ground down. Take the hands just to your hips, to the sides of your hips or a little further back. Keep the chest tall. Dig down through your left heel. Lift your right leg just a little bit and breathe. And then bend your right knee and straighten the leg. Keep it lifted if you can. Bend and straighten. And even here, notice, which direction does your knee go? Does it tend to go more to the outside? Does it tend to go more to the inside? What happens when you go to the outside? Right? What happens when you go to the inside? What's going on with the leg that's still on the floor? I'm watching my foot and it's doing this wobbly thing. So just breathe, just play here a little bit and release. Shake that out. Same thing, other side. Just find your grounding, tailbone down, chest lifts, press down through. I'm mirroring here, obviously. Press down through your right foot, lift your left, hold. Belly draws in, the chest lifts, the tailbone drops down, right? All those things we know already. And then draw that knee in toward your chest, any amount that you can. And play. Maybe you don't need the hands to hold. And breathe. Just squeeze it in. Look at your own knee. Where is it going, right? What happens when I go to the outside? What happens when I go to the inside? Right? What John says, I've been really goofy for 2 days, so maybe it's still jet lag. I don't know. So bring it in, press it out, whew, and let that go. Let's find Dandasana staff pose. Shoulders are back, low belly presses in. What's happening to our bodies here? Can we press out through the big toe mounds? Can we flare the toes? Not too hard, but flare the toes back toward the knees. And I'm almost squeezing my legs together. Like I'm getting tons of energy here. Hips, quads, legs, feet. And then imagine if you were standing on the floor. Close your eyes, feel the feet on the floor, and notice, are they even? Have they found their grounding? And then this hinge from the hips, and then take the arms up and just release your left hand down. Press that left hand into the floor as the right arm reaches. Keep the legs super active here. Imagine you are standing on the floor. Release, take the right hand down. Stretch the left arm really tall. Keep both hips even. Take a deep breath and release. Woo, shake those legs out, everybody. Good. Last one here. Let's come into just a really easy Janu Sirsasana. The flesh moves out from the sit bones. Look at your knee pointing straight up. Look at your toes pointing straight up. The other knee supported if you need it, right? Or want it, right? Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, swan dive. Keep the torso long. Let the hands float to the floor. Draw the shoulders back. Get nice and wide from one shoulder to the other. Don't lead with the head. Real easy to do this kind of turtley thing where we reach out through the chin. Imagine drawing the right leg back a little bit, and then imagine standing on the floor again so that we have all this activation going on. Maybe the hands walk a little further, maybe not. Breathe. Notice. So I notice, right, in my own yoga practice and in my students that sometimes we overachieve or we overreach because we want that stretch in the hamstrings, for example. And so I'm gonna, so the tendency is to want to go deeper, further, farther. And I'm gonna ask you to just back off and tap in, even if you have to close your eyes, tap into where you feel this stretch in your body, right? Because it's going to be different from where I feel it. I can imagine where you'll feel it, but it's not going to be the same. And then this long leg, I just want you to turn the toes out a little bit, not too far. Keep the leg grounded, keep the femur bone, the thigh bone drawing back in, and see if the line of stretch changes. And if you're having trouble staying focused, close your eyes. And then take the toes to center, turn them in a little bit and see if it changes again, if something else comes to your awareness. And then take the torso up. Release the bent knee, straighten that leg. Give me a solid Dandasana, hands down. And breathe. Good. Circle out those ankles and switch sides. So left leg, your left leg straight. Again, please take care of this knee. If that knee is hanging in space, you got so much tension going here that the hamstring is going to be kind of a second fiddle to the tightness here. So always feel free to use your props. All right, so same thing, inhale. Exhale, come on forward, decide on this side what is the same and what is different. So drawing the lower belly in, imagining taking the torso over almost off of like a diagonal ledge, right, over a table or something so that we don't just round. And then look at your foot. Did it sickle in or roll out? Is it straight up? Is the knee straight up? Can I close my eyes and just breathe here and marvel at this fantastical kingdom of my body and how this side is so different from the other side. Breathe. And it's almost like if you close your eyes, it's almost like you can then listen to the body, right? I know one of you, working with your hip, and when you close your eyes, your body will whisper to you, yes, this, no, that, or maybe. And breathe. And then let the toes roll out. Keep everything else the same. What does that change? And do you notice just simply that as we hold this, you go deeper or you go longer or there's less tension? Take the toes through center, let them roll in any amount. Mine don't roll in very far, especially in this position. And so we find that. Is there a sensation that has nothing to do with your leg? Do you feel it in the hip, in the back? Where is it? And then toes center, take that torso up, reach the arms up, exhale it to your heart, release that bent knee, straighten both legs. And this time in your Dandasana, I just want you to like fire everything up, squeeze the glutes together, feel the quads working, press through the big toe mounds, take the arms up and breathe. Really fire up the lower body and just let all that go. Well done, everybody. Let's come on up off our little behinds and find table pose. If you want the blanket under your knees, please feel free to do that. Have your blocks where you can get to them in a moment. But in table pose, I want you to take the knees wider, the feet closer together. Stay right here, the wrist, relatively speaking, under your shoulders. And then find a cat pose. So cat pose with these really wide knees. And then release from tailbone to low back, to mid back, to upper back, to chest and shoulders. And move into cow pose. And then again, exhale, 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 curl it in. And release. And then if it's okay for your knees, I want you to press the hips back into a wide knee child's pose. But then imagine that you're pressing your hands away from you. The tailbone is reaching further toward the opposite end of your mat. The torso is long. I'm not even dropping my head. I'm keeping the head in alignment. Spread through the fingers. Activate the outer shoulders, outer arms. And then draw those hands back toward you to come back up to table pose. Walk those knees back to hips width apart. Flip your toes under and hold. Now, I know a lot of folks have feet stuff, so please don't do anything that hurts, especially if you've had surgery on your feet or otherwise not able to bend these toes. So just be gentle. And then decide for you, 1, you're here, 2, you're gonna rock back to your heels, so more weight on the toes. And then you're just gonna take it forward, working with the wrists. So reach back and take it just slightly forward. Good, 1 more here, press it back and forward. Release your toes. Press back. You can go all the way to child's or part way and up. Just 1 more here. Press back and forward. Nice job. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees. Look at your feet. Look at your heels. Can you square the feet? So all the toes are pointing in the same direction. And then draw the chest toward your thighs. Hold that. Look at your feet. Truly, look at those lovely feet that carry you through the world. Keep them as even as you can for you. And then imagine that you're trying to drag the heels down to the floor, toward the floor, as you straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. And breathe. And notice, because you kept your feet straight, as opposed to where you might normally naturally go, you might feel this stretch in a different way. Big deep breath. Long torso, tailbone wraps down toward the heels. Breathe. Inhale slow, tippy toes. Slowly exhale the knees down. Keep the toes curled under. Sit back at your heels. Round your back up, cat. Release into cow. Come to neutral, downward facing dog. 1 more, tippy toes. Knees down. Keep the toes curled. Stretch it back. Round up. Release. Neutral. Squeeze that belly in. Downward facing dog, everybody. And then simply pedal your feet. in place. Just easy, easy. Watch those arms. I know it's a long time to be on the hands. Take your feet wide. Walk your hands back. Pause here if you can. Just get right up on fingertips. Take the outer edges of your feet and line them up with the outer edges of your mat, even if your feet don't normally go that way. So for me, I feel a little bit pigeon-toed. And then slide the heels out isometrically. So you just activated the inner thighs. Breathe. You can be halfway up on fingertips. Try to press the legs away from each other. And then bend the knees, sit back in those hips. Take your hands to your knees, look up, and then stand up. Just pause. And breathe. And shake it out. All right, well done. Shake all that out. Grab one block. We're getting there. Take the block between your thighs and give that a nice big squeeze. Walk the feet in as far as they will go for you, and then look at your feet. Once again, are they even? Could you draw a line from one big toe to the other and it would line up? Are you locking out your knees? Can you soften them? Can you squeeze the block without over squeezing? And then again, close the eyes. Imagine the tailbone drawing down. Imagine the chest lifting without the ribs overreaching. And then the shoulders come to the side body. And if I squeeze the block and close my eyes, I go, I think, where do I feel this? And what now? When we trust our bodies, especially in the yoga practice, right? If I'm here and I pause and I go, what now? My body will actually go, okay, well, how about this? Or how about that? It's kind of cool if we give it permission. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, big deep bend of the knees. Keep the knees bent. Let your fingertips come to the floor. I'll turn sideways. I still have that block there, right? My feet are roughly hips width apart. I'm trying to pull the heels out isometrically, just a little bit to broaden the sit bones. Bend the knees, and then imagine the sit bones rising, right? But keep the knees bent. And breathe. Tone the low belly in, tone the ribs in. Squeeze your block. Soften that head, that neck. Take one hand to one knee, the other hand to the other knee. Now listen up. Imagine somebody's got your tailbone and it's going to pull it down as you stand up. Whew. Squeeze your block. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, swan dive down. Let your hands brush the floor. Let the head release. Check out your feet, spread your toes. Notice if you're leaning outward or inward, press the heels away from the center line. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Look up, everybody. Stand up. Exhale to your heart. Release your block. Grab your, no, not strap yet. Not strap yet. Come into just an easy mountain pose. And once again, I want you to just hang in there with me. It will move on. But once again, I want you to feel your feet as an avenue toward grounding. So if you look at your feet, you can lift all your toes. Press the big toes down, spread the other toes away from that. Imagine scrunching your big toes in without scrunching them. So we're working with the arch of the feet, right where our thumbs were a little while ago. The knees are not locked. I'm just gonna gently press the heels out isometrically and feel this work on the hips when I do that. If you draw the heels in, what does that feel like, right? So you can play here and you'll notice that as I just isometrically work the heels, the knees rock, the hips rock, everything's moving, it's all connected. Shoulders back, low belly tones. And then take your hands to your hips and just lean forward. Don't lose your heels. And then lean to one side, keep both feet planted. Lean back a little. It's really more of a butt press back because you can't lean back so much. Lean to the other side and lean forward. So I want you to feel your connection to the earth and feel what happens, switch directions when you lean to one side. Lean to your left or your right side and then plant that right big toe back. What happens? Woohoo, right? Feel the work going on. Lean forward and unscrunch your toes and feel what has to happen to get off plane, off center. Lean to the other side and then plant that big toe back down. Lean back. Kind of getting my drift here? Good. And then shake all that out and breathe. Good. Take your blocks, grab both of your blocks. You can go wide on your mat or forward. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'll stay forward narrow. The blocks are up high. The feet walk back just a little bit. And you can take the blocks lower if your hamstrings allow. And then lean the torso back. Keep your ball mounds on the floor, but lean back as much as your body feels comfortable doing. And check out the stretch in the hamstrings. Maybe you bend just one knee. Maybe you bend the other. Breathe. Maybe you bend both and sit back with a long torso. Straighten the legs again. Find the middle of your feet. Walk your blocks forward, but keep the feet planted. Draw the heels out. What's happening as I try to keep the weight back while the torso is forward. Walk the blocks back. What happens if I go to the right? How does the body balance, right? Where do we find balance? Back to the center, everybody. Bend your knees. Look up, stand up all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Shake that out. Shake out your legs. Bring the blocks back to the front of your mat. Open up your shoulders. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands down to the floor or to your blocks. Soften the knees and step back with your right leg. Find your footing, right? Your feet are hips width apart. Lower your knee, lower your right knee to the floor. Undo your back toes and press the back toes into the floor. And breathe. And then imagine that somebody's got your hips, they're pressing it back. We played with this on Sunday, but see it from a different avenue. What's happening to this hip, this knee, this foot in the front as I draw those hips back? And then take it forward. And imagine, just like we did when we were seated, that front knee stays center line as I straighten it. And I bring it forward again. Good, one more time. Pull it back. It's like somebody's got my sit bone and they're just drawing it back, drawing it back, drawing it back. There's that hamstring, right? Woo, pressing that back. Find your breath. And then breathe. And then take the same foot, walk it to the outside and bend the front knee. Keep that right glute active. Take the knee out to the side. What is that? Change. Breathe. Take the knee to center. Walk that foot all the way over so that it's in line with your other knee. Bend that. What's that feel like, right? Does it feel different? Does it feel like nothing? Does it change the stretch in your right leg? Good. Take it to center. Just simply switch sides. Take the right foot forward, left leg back. Imagine that you're moving from the hip, from the sit bone. Engage your left glute, by the way. And slowly, slowly, slowly watch your front knee. Take that leg straight. Maybe flex the foot. Press into the back foot. And bend the knee. Start to plant the foot, plant the toes, maybe look up. Good, 2 more, slow. What's the knee do? What does the foot do? What does the hip do? And back again. Yeah, good, one more. Hang in. And bend. Walk the foot out to the side, let the knee float out. What does that feel like? Keep the left glute active. It's not about sinking into the hips here. And bring it center. Walk that same foot in line with your back knee and bend and notice how that feels. It's so weird to me when I do that, it changes the stretch in this leg. And I find that fascinating. And back to center. Well done, everybody. Slide that knee back. Move your blocks just to the side. Plant your hands, flip your toes under, look at your feet, let the heels be parallel, lift your knees, sink back into your hips, straighten your legs, breathe. Take your feet wide. Find that. Walk your hands back. Bend the knees, hands to knees, come on up. Woo! And shake that out, everybody. All right, so we're getting there. Take your blocks to the front of your mat. Stand just in mountain pose and notice how you feel. What's going on? What's going on, everybody, right? What is going on? So we listen to our teachers and we go, do this and you'll feel that, but none of that is truly accurate. Really, do this and you might feel that, but what do you actually feel in your body? Have I brought this point home? Good. Come on back to the center. So we're going to start with left leg forward. Come into a forward fold. Keep the knees soft and just find that, right? It's just a simple forward fold. Maybe you rock those hips a little bit side to side. Your feet are hips width apart. Leave the left foot forward and just step back. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's 6 inches, 8 inches between your front heel and your back toes, right? You could probably slide a block sideways there if you wanted to. So it's just a small distance. I want you to think of pyramid pose, but we're going to take this excruciatingly slow so that you can feel what the heck is going on in your body. So the knees are not locked. I'm just going to wiggle my hips a little bit. And I'm going to notice where I feel this particular pose in this particular distance. The back heel is either straight for this one, or it's just slightly tucked in. The back heel is slightly tucked in for a more pyramid stance. But what happens, right? If I let my left hip go out, what happens to my left leg, my left foot, my right foot, right? It's all shifts. If I go the other way, everything shifts. I want to come into the middle. Now, bend your back knee only. We played here a little bit on Sunday too, so that the front foot is straight, the back heel is grounded, the torso is long, and breathe. And then take it upright. Good. Take your back foot, step it back 1 foot's length. So now I've got a little bit longer. We're moving toward pyramid pose. Here we are again. The blocks are supporting me, but the weight of your hands on the blocks is low. I want you to shift the hips out and in. This is, for me, the inner thigh work happening is quite interesting. Inner thigh and inner hamstring are really getting a stretch here. Now imagine your front big toe just got longer, like really reach it toward the front of your mat. And then imagine scrunching it back so that we activate that arch that we were working. Bend your back knee. Come up, bend your front knee. So you're leaning weight over and then you're taking it back slowly. Good. One more. And back. Come back to straight legs both. Feel that. Bend both knees like you're going to run, like you're going to take off and run. Lift your back foot, step back, I would say 2/3 of the way for your pyramid. Your left hamstring is going to be so awake at the end of this. Once again, wiggle the hip. Bend your back knee. Hang in there. Lean forward, bend your front knee. Push the back leg straight. Good. Just one more here. Lean back. Lean forward. Come back to center. Straighten both legs. Breathe. Maybe lower the blocks. Press into the big toe mound. Imagine scrunching that foot, right? So we activated the arch, which activates that inner ankle, which turns my hamstrings on a little bit more. Woo. Bend your front knee. Walk the blocks forward. Step forward. Bend both knees, hands to knees. Come on up, everybody. And once you're standing, squeeze the glutes. So we're doing a lot of poses where the legs are separate. So keep that in mind. Let's bring it all back to center. Whew, give a good squeeze to the hips, the glutes. Get it all working again. Shake it all out. And we're going to switch sides. Right foot forward, left foot back slightly. Truly, there's just like a little, block size between them. And notice what changes for you, right? When you do this, and then notice, how does the left leg feel to the right leg? When you're ready, hinge from the hips, take your hands to your knees, give your hips a little shake, a little wiggle. Notice that when your hips sway to the left, look at the legs, everything sways, right? If your hips sway to the right, everything is off balance there. Can we find the center line here on this side? Plant your right big toe mound. Plant your right big toe. Imagine scrunching it in to activate the inner arch, and then square the foot so you're not leaning into the pinky side or the big toe side. Breathe. Bend the back knee. Release. Bend the front knee. Good. One more. And forward. Step the back foot back another foot's length. Heel is slightly in. The blocks are working in your favor. Square the hips, tone the belly, bend the back knee. Find this pose. And then come forward, bend the front knee and the back knee. One more, front knee. Both legs straight, the super short pyramid pose. Bend the knees, step back one more. Not too far, the back heel turns in slightly, the front foot is active. The hips are active. Maybe I'll wiggle a little to see which direction my knee wants to go in versus where I'd like it to go. The torso is long, everybody. Push into both feet. Breathe. Bend the back knee. It's got to lift the heel. Bend the front knee. Lean forward. Good. One more, both. And forward. Both legs straight. Step forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down, lower your blocks at least one. Bend the knees, step back, right leg. Plant your back foot. You're in a lunge here, everybody. So take your hands to your knee, press up, lift up. Nice, easy lunge here. Just super, super easy. Find your breath. Exhale, take your hands to your knee, push into your knee, try to lift your front heel. Press through your back heel, keep it active. Lower that heel, walk those hands to your blocks, straighten your front leg as you drop your back heel. And breathe. Did anything change in your pose? Is your front foot still straight forward? Are you reaching the big toe back to keep that active? Is your front knee and your front hip rolling out or straight back? Can you ground through the back leg? Are you too long in your particular pose? Bend your front knee, maybe go past your ankle, drop the hips. And reach back, last one. Bend your front knee, walk the blocks forward, step forward. Whew. Bend both knees, inhale up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften the knees and step back. Oh crap, which leg? I think it was left leg, yes. I forgot for a minute. Good, breathe, find your lunge, everybody. Back glute active, back leg active. We are grounded here in this fantastical kingdom of the body. Find that pose, hands come to your knee, lift up, find that. Inhale, take the arms up and breathe. You got it. Exhale, hands come down, the front leg straightens, the back heel drops. Find pyramid pose, nice and long here. And breathe. The belly tones in, the torso gets long. Bend your front knee, walk the blocks forward. Maybe you let the knee sink forward of the thigh or of the ankle. And release. Bend your front knee, step forward. Bend both knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let the hands come down, squeeze hips and glutes. One more here. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink. Step back, left leg. Hold here, find the lunge, tone the belly. If you can, take the arms up. Here we go. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. Lengthen your spine, everybody. Breathe. Walk the blocks forward, gentle here. Find the center line of your foot as you lift your other leg. Bend the front knee, step back. Walk the blocks back. Step forward. Bend both knees, lift up. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, bring the hands down. Whew. Last one, last side, take it up. Exhale, down you go. Right leg steps back. First, we have our lunge, easy stuff, right? We've done this a zillion times. Find the lunge, find the stability here. Hands down, pyramid pose, back heel drops, both legs straighten. And breathe. Bend the front knee, walk your blocks forward. Listen up. Before you lift, find the center of that foot and then push. You can hang there. You can straighten the leg, the knees forward. The hip is back, the foot is forward. Find your breath. Bend the front knee, lower that foot, and then simply step forward. Bend both of your knees and come on up. Woo. And let all that blood flow. Come back down where it belongs and shake that out. All right, let's grab your strap. You should be feeling mightily, sorry, I gotta get something off my screen here. You should be feeling very, very open in the back of the legs in particular. Now, balance work, if you wanna be near a nice little ledge or something, right? A wall, a piece of furniture, I highly recommend it. So you're gonna take that little loop that we got at the front of our class and step on it with the heel. I'll mirror here with whichever foot you want, but with the heel, if I'm mirroring, of your left foot. And then you're gonna take the strap along the front of your body, throw it over your shoulder, reach back with your other hand. Now, don't put it up here by your neck. Keep it out by the edge of your shoulder, okay, so that you don't strain anything. And then a little tug, not a big tug, like don't wail on your shoulder. But what I want you to feel is the grounding of the heel by stepping on the strap. I want you to feel that as I pull up, the heel pushes down, okay? So once you've got that and it feels okay, now if it doesn't, don't worry about it. And the strap, I kind of hold it right around the tailbone, right around the sacral area, so it's more in the center. Walk the front foot forward and then dig your heel in, so you're gonna lift your toes. The belly tones, the shoulders are squared, the chest is lifted. Take if this is my left leg with the strap, I'm taking my left arm up. I'm pulling gently down on the strap with my hand. Now, you're here. I want you to feel grounded. The right heel is digging in, the left heel is pressing down. I'm gonna find my still point, and I'm just gonna see if I can lift the right leg. So once again, think pyramid pose. That foot is stepping on the imaginary floor. My other leg is grounded. I'm gonna lift that leg even higher. You can take the arm forward, you can take it out, but feel every time that the standing leg wants to buckle, notice it, press into the heel, press down with the strap, breathe, you can lower, you can drop to the heel, and you can let go. Whew. Right, so the feedback of the strap under the heel, the feet working, all that stuff going on, and the stability that you are creating by being grounded, right? Little life lesson there in our yoga class that we want to find and put on repeat the things that ground us so that we can maintain stability. So we're switching sides. I got that baby under my heel. I'm pressing down. I'm reaching the strap over the shoulder, not too close to the neck, right? Comfortable. It can be right at your side. And then I'm just pulling down enough. And what happens when we pull down? The chest lifts up, right? Low belly tones. I'm going to find that. I'm going to take the other arm up. I'm going to find my still point and just dig the heel in. If you're here, right, you're working with your balance today and you're not so sure, you can lift lower, easy peasy. Good, but once you find that stability, just see if you can lift and breathe. So here's the first place we started when we were stretching or doing our little baby pyramid pose steps. And then maybe you lift higher. And maybe you lift higher. Keep pulling down on the strap for your stability. Notice the ankle shifting, moving, finding stability. Woo! And slowly lower down and release. And take that strap off and set the strap aside. And then super simple here, mountain pose. Imagine the straps under both heels. Simply take your right or your left arm up and dig into your left heel. So again, I'm mirroring here. So same side, one arm up, one arm down. As the heel grounds, the arm lifts. Find your still point. Peel your other foot off the floor. See if you can lift that knee any amount. Breathe. Take the other arm up. Maybe extend out. Find your breath. Lower it down. Release the arms. Same thing, other side. Ground that heel. And as you ground, as the glute, the thigh gets active, as the arch lifts, the arm goes up. I think about this. Can I peel the foot off? Notice all you got to do is peel the heel, and already we're finding balance on that side. Take the other arm up. Maybe you hang out right here. Maybe you slide the knee up as high as it'll go. Maybe you extend out and breathe. Maybe you bend the knee back in and lower it down and shake it out. Got one more. Una más. One more. Mountain pose. Breathe. Hands to hips. Listen up. Maybe you're near a wall. You're going to shift back into that first foot. Take the heel forward of your other leg. Toes lift up. Belly tones, hips level, shoulders are level. Find the middle of the standing foot. Squeeze your glutes. Close your eyes. Just feel that, right? You're grounded. Both feet are on the floor, but still we've taken out that sense of sight. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hips. Just stay. There you go. Open the eyes. Release that foot. Switch sides. Grounded. Heel forward. I'm not even asking you to lift. I'm not asking me to lift, right? I just want to feel where my center is, where my grounding is. So I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to dig the heel in. I'm going to square the hips. And then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to just experience where my grounding is. And then open the eyes and release. Well done, everybody. Find mountain pose. Let the hands go. And release it. Let's come up to the front of our mats. Have your strap nearby. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, everybody. Step back to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. Notice. Bend the knees and straighten them. Bend the knees and straighten. One more, bend the knees. This time look at your feet. See if you can let the heels go back in the same direction, not one or the other moving out or in. Breathe. Bend both knees, lower them to the floor. Kind of flip over on your legs if that's comfortable. Bring the feet out in front of you. Grab your strap and come on down to the floor. Oh, I know that feels good. Bring your knees to your chest. Maybe even cross your ankles. Let your feet relax. Back of the neck is long. And I want you to just pause here. And I want you to bring to your mind's eye the things, the people, the places that ground you, the activities. It might be yoga, it might be meditation, it might be the mountains or the beach or your loved ones or your animals or music. We have a fantastical kingdom at the palms of our hands. And all we have to do is say, what now? To remember that. If your ankles are crossed, undo one ankle or undo your ankles and let your left leg go straight down to the floor. Hold here. Your hands can go underneath your right knee. Just relax your foot, your leg. Let it go in whichever direction it would normally go. Grab your strap, take the strap around your right foot, extend the right leg straight up. Engage the left leg, flex your left foot, allow the left foot to just turn out to the side for a moment. Think pyramid pose one more time. Take the left arm overhead and breathe. Square the hips, tone in through the lower belly. Keep your balance on your sacrum. Imagine the line from the hip socket to the heel. Lift the left leg only if you want. Back of the neck is long, the jaw soft. Breathe. Both knees to chest. Release that arm. Keep your left knee to your chest. Straighten the right leg really long. Let it relax fully. Just pause. Take the strap around your around your left leg. Take that leg up to the ceiling. Engage the right leg. Flex the right foot. Turn the right toes out just slightly. Take the right arm up and overhead. Your thumb can touch the floor. The shoulders are squared. The hips are squared. Either here or lift the right leg just a little bit. Relax the back of your neck. Relax your jaw. Tone the belly in, but softly. Both knees to chest. Release your strap. Right knee in, left leg long. Hands behind your right knee. Straighten the right leg up. Lift the left leg. Again, we're right back where we started. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to release both arms toward the ceiling as if the fingertips were touching the floor, the foot touching the floor. Core work, no kidding. Both legs straight. Breathe. Take the left leg, lift it up. Lower the right leg until it's just a few inches off the floor. The shoulders stay planted. The spine is long. We're not overlifting the chin. Both knees come to chest. Ooh. Release both knees over to the left. Let's come into a little twist. Bring the knees to center. Allow them to come over to the right. Again, coming into a twist. Both knees to center. Both feet to the floor. Press into the floor. One bridge pose, just one. Press it up. Feel your legs, feel your glutes, lengthen your tailbone. And then lower slowly all the way back to the floor. Whoo, straighten one leg, straighten the other leg, and find Shavasana. Breathe. And notice what parts of the body are touching and what parts are not. Soften everything to the floor, even your thoughts. Feel your belly rise and fall. Feel your thoughts rise and fall. Simply let go of all of that. Slowly just bend one knee and let that foot come to the floor. And imagine feeling that foot as if for the first time. Then the other knee, let that foot come to the floor. Cross one knee over the other, draw both knees to your chest. Uncross and go the other way, other knee on top. Release both knees, let them roll to one side. Curl over in seedling pose and feel your whole body. And from here, pressing up, coming back to your seated pose. Bringing your hands to your heart. Saying a prayer of gratitude for all of the things, people, places, activities that ground us, that keep us whole, that keep us steady. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that practice.